All right, so River is almost 6 weeks old, and we've decided that he's ready to help out with our next hard baking adventure. Instead of something super extravagant, we decided we were inspired by the Great British Bake Off, and we wanted to cook like a kind of a tough pastry. So we're making something called Kouign-Amman. It's spelled weird, but these are basically the only ingredients. We got flour, sugar, yeast, and salt.
And butter.
Oh yeah, and like a lot of butter. But yeah, this is us. We wanted to get a video of River holding this spatula, and so see if we do it again. And this is right before we put him down for a nap. So say hi, River. Can you smile? Let's see if he smiles. Can you smile, buddy? No, not yet. But he's got the whisk.
He does still have the whisk. Okay. We'll check in with the first step. So step 1, we're gonna mix the yeast with sugar and water, warm water, and we're gonna let it sit there for 5 minutes. I think this just activates the yeast.
Yep.
And we're gonna stir it with a wood spoon, right? Just let it sit in there.
Yeah, we just let it sit.
Just let it sit in there, and then we're gonna add flour. Oh, that's for dusting. Flour and butter and salt to this to make like a really sticky dough.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll dust the surface and we'll lay the dough out and knead it a little bit. And then we'll let it rise till it's double. This recipe is not complicated. It's pretty easy. But I think the thing about it is it's really technical, which we're not good at if you watch the croissant video.
But
so this is our revenge of lamination.
But the difference is we're starting at 2:45 instead of like 6 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have the energy to start anything at 6 p.m. anymore.
Yeah, neither does River.
Hopefully he's like becoming knocked out pretty soon.
For these 5 minutes, Zoe will just be swaying and patting. Hopefully when we come back, he'll be like actually asleep.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm just gonna take one last sip of my coffee because River is sleeping well, but not like super well. And he doesn't like to go to sleep at night. But we waited 5 minutes, or a little extra. The yeast is frothing. It was pretty sweet. We watched it develop, which I've never seen before. So now we're gonna add 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of melted butter. And we're going to, you should have done the butter first, but whatever. We're gonna stir it until a soft, sticky, very wet dough forms. I realized as soon as I started kneading that we did not adjust this recipe for altitude, so we're kind of riffing, but I've got my dough soft, slightly sticky, and supple.
What are you doing with your finger?
I'm pressing it to see how much it bounces back. Because I watched the Great British Baking Show, and I think they did that. So now we're putting this in a greased bowl. We're gonna cover and let rise for about an hour and a half. So, yeah, I think we started at the right time. And here's River.
He said hi.
Yep.
Okay, it's about time to go down for our next nap. But our dough has risen by 1.5 maybe. It actually hasn't risen that much. And now we're going to roll it out on the floured surface. We're gonna grate a literal stick of butter into it.
And that's only half the butter we're gonna use.
That's only half the butter we're gonna use. And then we're going to fold it into a book and let it sit in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then we'll do some more folds and another stick of butter in a little bit. So here we go.
Here we go. River was getting a little fussy, so we put him in a swing. And normally he falls asleep pretty quickly, but it seems like he's just staring at nothing. Meanwhile, Zoe's over here about halfway through the butter.
Disgusting.
Zoe does not like to touch food with her hands. But yeah, this is only half of the butter so far. Zoe, how do you feel about the fat/caloric content of this pastry we're making.
This is not a healthy recipe. I would not eat this if you were on a diet. However, by all accounts, this is gonna make it delicious. So
Also, yeah. Also, even though it involves lamination, it seems a lot easier and also a lot less time consuming than the
than the croissant.
than the croissant.
Which we did not kill. So yeah, I'm curious to see if this actually turns out better or if it's just as hard, essentially.
Yeah. So we'll see. Zoe's killing it over here. We'll check back in one more time with River. These are not going so hot, but maybe I can get him to sleep in a minute or two.
Jacob has folded the book with all the butter on it, and now he's kind of squaring it out. He's gonna put it on the sheet pan, and then we're gonna put it back into the fridge for 30 minutes just to keep it all cold, and we will do many more folds and more butter after that.
More butter! So things got a little hectic. He did not go to sleep for very long. I think he slept for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's up now. So it was just me by myself. And I think it's a little warm because you can see how I think the butter started to melt and the dough started to stick. So the lamination probably isn't going to be great.
We're going to blame it all on Jacob.
We're going to blame it all on the fact that we chose to do a lamination style pastry like when it's hot outside.
It's not that hot outside.
It's hot in here. I bet it's like 72. All right, we'll check in a second. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
That's what we said with the croissants.
That's what we said with the croissants.
We might be trying this one again.
But I mean, at a certain point, it is hard to mess up butter, sugar, and like pastry dough. You know, like we got 2 sticks of butter in this thing. So how bad can it be? Anyway, wish us luck in getting River down. I'm probably gonna put him out in a minute. So we'll check in a minute.
So this is the last step-ish right here. Is we laid it down onto sugar. Sugar salt mixture. We're sprinkling more sugar / salt on the top, and then we're gonna roll it out, cut it into 12 equal squares.
Which is why we have the yardstick out.
That's why we have that yardstick out. We're yet again measuring things, and then the sugar's kind of hard to roll it out on. And then we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes, fold it, put it into the pan, and cook it.
Awesome.
So,
And if you're wondering why the camera is moving so much, it's because River, River doesn't sleep so good in the rocker as we discovered. So I gotta hold him and keep rocking, and you can see he's still awake. So we'll see how it shakes out. How are we looking?
I think we're looking okay. So we're gonna cut it straight. We'll see. That. 12. We're going for 12 by 9.
Yep.
Ooh, which is maybe we'll do a little bit longer if possible.
I think we just eyeball the. Oh gosh.
And then.
Sorry, folks at home, if you're getting nauseous. I got a squirming baby on me.
Cut these straight across.
Come on, buddy. Here.
Okay. And then we cut it 3 this way, right? Or 4 this way?
Yeah.
3 this way?
And they should be 3 by 3. This is what I gotta do. I don't know what I'm videoing, but here's Boy. Here's Boy in the less fun moments that we don't show as often.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Okay. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
look at that. Beautiful.
Okay, so now Jacob had to go deal with River. So now we're gonna take our squares and we're gonna fold them. Oh, wait. We're gonna put more sugar on them. Forgot about that. So sprinkle another dusting of sugar on the top so that they're not really sticky. There's a lot of sugar / like salt mixture in this recipe.
I'd love to see it.
Okay. And then I don't know if we need to do the other side too. Well, the other side will go on the bottom of the pan. So then we're gonna flip corner to corner, 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 and set it into the pan.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't need to like stick together apparently, but they just need to do this. And these might be a little thick. These are probably closer to a 1/4+ inch thick, and it said 1/8 to 1/4. So we'll just have to see how that shakes out. Maybe we could have made them a little bit bigger, I don't know. I was telling Jacob earlier, just because of the lamination and stuff, we might have to try this one again. So we'll flip them. Actually might stretch this one out.
In case you're wondering, the last shot was like literally 30 seconds ago. He is now asleep, so it's good that I had to like put the camera down. We'll see how long he stays asleep. Speaking of which, I'm gonna start the timer.
Yeah, so these might be a little small. They've risen.
Beautifully.
They're looking pretty thick. Look at this. So, and I already see like a little bit of separation in the lamination. So my hopes are not high, to be honest, but they're going in. 20 minutes, I think. And then
My little croissant.
We'll put the little ones in on the top as well.
Wave goodbye.
Bye.
Bake well.
Ready? Here we go. It's been 25 minutes. And I think they're dark enough. Here, we'll take a look.
Oh,
The house smells amazing.
those look pretty good.
And then he said, if you can, take them out
Immediately.
immediately because they'll get stuck to the inside of the pan. So, oh, it just smells like butter, pastry dough. Let's see if we can pull one out. Ooh, they're really hot.
Use the glove.
Let's see.
Just use your glove.
Well, the glove is kind of dirty. Ooh. Oh, that looks pretty. So they're really thick. Is my only concern.
You think they might be like underbaked in the middle?
Either underbaked in the middle, yeah, or just like not pastry, like crispy enough. But
Yeah.
we'll let them cool for 15 minutes. They do pass the fork test. You want to come
Oh
listen?
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how they turn out.
Excellent. Can't wait.
I'm excited. The time is now. So they look pretty good. We decided that, if you want to come closer, the lamination is kind of coming apart, which I think is due to the dough and potentially the second rise that we had to do.
Compared to the video, his dough was a lot more wet and, springy than ours.
Yeah.
Probably because of the altitude or maybe the age of the flour.
Oh. That could be it. We moved with this flour, I think.
We're not buying another bag of bread flour, I'll tell you that.
We might be making this again. So here, I'm gonna cut a cross section. But you can, I think they're gonna be pretty good.
Okay, here we go.
So here's the cross section. Oh, actually,
Wow.
the lamination looks, it's better than the croissants.
It's way better than the croissants.
It's still kind of thick. If you can see, but here, Jacob, you try first.
Okay. Honest review.
Honest
No playing up
review.
for the
We're
camera.
always here for honest reviews. Okay, describe the flavors to us.
Immediately, like you get kind of a savory sweetness from the salt added to the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 teaspoons of salt inside a 2/3 cup of sugar. It's light. It's flaky, buttery, flaky crust.
Baked in a buttery flavored crust. Crust. Yeah.
Baked in a buttery, flaky crust.
Baked in a
Baked in a
flaky
buttery,
crust.
flaky
Here we go.
crust.
Here we go.
Baked on a buttery, crispy crust.
Yeah, like the guy in the video said, it does not taste heavy. It's not like, you know, you don't bite into it and be like, ooh, that's a lot of butter. Like, it's nice.
So it's
Let me try
not
the-
greasy.
Let me try the bottom. No. Oh no. It was like maybe a little overbaked on the bottom. Like it's supposed to be kind of a deep caramel color or flavor, but
It's a little
tastes
burnt looking. Mm-hmm.
But overall, way better than the croissants. I'm very pleased.
So do you think we need to redo them, or would you say nailed it?
I'm gonna wait for you to. I'm gonna wait for
Okay.
you, Zoe, to say
Okay.
it.
I'm ready.
Hit it.
Mmm. I could eat all 12 of these. It's really good. The bottom may be like a little burnt sugar.
Yeah.
They're pretty dark. But wow. I think if you serve this, anybody would be
No
happy.
one would say anything.
And they're not greasy. They're, I mean, the lamination is pretty good on them. You can pull them apart. Oh, these are good. I honestly did not. It seemed like a hard thing whenever we researched it.
You know what? That's just because
Just
we've
'cause
gotten
we're so
better.
good.
We're so good.
I would say success.
Huge success.